Hello everyone, welcome to the illustrious SAE award show, the Essays and Espresso award show, where we hand out the SAE. I'm your main host for tonight. With me today are Daniel and Bogan.
Hey.
Hello. This is going to be terrible.
This is not going to be Okay, so, these Game of the Year episodes, I keep getting these comments from people. Acer, they don't make any sense. Acer, these are terrible. Acer, these aren't even real categories. What are you talking about? So I actually, in preparation, I decided to do a bit of a retooling, if you will.
Okay.
And do you guys remember the rules? We always go over the rules in the beginning of these.
Yeah.
I've changed the rules this time around.
Okay.
To make things go a bit smoother. So, it used to be that we would have to have at least a 2/3 consensus before we gave out an award. That's no longer the case. Now we need 1/5 of a consensus.
How the fuck does that work?
What? Oh, wait. Okay, no, go on. I have an idea how this might work out, but...
Okay, it also used to be that if you, the listener, had a different opinion, that was fine. But this time around, that is no longer fine. If you have a different opinion, that's stupid.
Well, are you just gonna gloss over how the 1/5 thing is going to work exactly?
It's just like if one person votes on something and then another person goes like, yeah, whatever. Then that's like a 5th.
So it's like if it's one person's first vote and then another person's second vote, that counts.
It's like you can split your vote. Think of it that way, where you can go, I like this one and this one. And then if somebody also likes that, then that one gets it.
This sounds like I'm going to be forced into giving out awards.
No.
Like I'm not even allowed to admit that something else was really good, or you're going to go, okay, so it has won by default now.
Bogan, I would never, ever try to use this platform to make you do something you didn't want to do.
Just a heads up, everyone. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so excuse me if I'm slightly low energy today, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. I also think maybe Daniel's, his vote should maybe count for just 80% because he is sick. He's not giving it his full critical capacity.
So my votes are worth more?
No, your votes are worth less.
Oh, they're worth...
You're worth 4/5 of a real podcaster.
My illness is reducing the validity of my statements. I see.
Those are the rules. That's all.
No, there's a few more. None of these choices
secret
actually
rules.
matter. None of these choices actually matter. Don't take it too seriously. That's unchanged from last time around. Okay, so the final rule.
You should tell that. Hold on. You should tell that to Fortnite kids because Fortnite kids got super fucking pissed at the Game Awards.
What?
Yeah, because they didn't get ongoing game, right?
Yeah, so because Final Fantasy 14 won Best Ongoing Game at the Game Awards, there's like an avalanche of literal children that play Fortnite. They're like, what the fuck is even Final Fantasy 14? Nobody plays this game. They're all crying and just, it's amazing. Like, it's an avalanche of actual children crying over a fucking video games award. Who cares?
Go
home.
The funny part.
Applesauce.
The funny part is that I think Fortnite should actually be considered because Fortnite was also not a success in the beginning, right? And now it's one of the most profitable games ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they actually invented, they implemented a really popular mode and then went hard on it with updates and updates.
Yeah, I remember when Fortnite was just like, oh, it's that other battle royale that isn't PUBG.
But even before that, it wasn't even a battle royale.
Yeah, it was actually a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and they saw what PUBG was doing, and they were like, we can do it better. And then they did, and now they're fucking huge.
Ooh, the PUBG stands are gonna come out of the woodworks for that statement, Daniel.
I'm not saying
But
one game is better than the other.
You did. You said
I'm saying that the developers said that they could do it better.
Well,
and then you said, and they did.
Yeah, you did say that.
I meant that that they did in the sense that they made the game more successful.
Okay.
Not necessarily that one game is better. I've never played either game. Do I look like a fucking Fortnite player to you?
You do look like a PUBG player.
Do I look more like a PUBG player than a Fortnite player?
Yeah.
I kind of see that. I don't know why.
It's because you're old.
Exactly.
Okay, finally, you must have at least seen a trailer for a game before you can vote on it. That's an old rule. I've changed it. If you are able to accurately guess what kind of game it is just from hearing the name, then that also counts.
What?
No.
So,
No.
because I don't,
No.
I don't want to have to go through like, oh well, I haven't seen the trailer. Duh. You can all watch the trailers for everything if you want, but if you can like accurately kind of get an idea for what kind of game it is, then you can also vote for that.
But not from the name.
Yeah.
But that's dumb. Like that awards games that have very descriptive names over games that don't.
Well, yeah.
Why does that matter even?
None of
It
this matters.
just is. I'll refer you to rule number 3. None of the choices actually matter. Don't take it too seriously. So are we ready to start handing out some SAEs?
That's all the rules.
Which is
You fucked up.
Like
You fucked up, my friend. You have
let's
have
fucking
royally
go.
fucked up the show because
You
you
remember-
didn't put in any rule that forbids us from just voting Final Fantasy Endwalker on every single category.
For literally everything.
You have fucked up.
Do you remember that the award? It's like a coffee mug spray painted gold called the SAE. I would put it up there with like a Grammy or an Oscar in terms of this is an arbitrary dumb award that you can take seriously if you want. So are we ready to give out some SAEs?
Yeah.
And you, Daniel?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you ready,
Daniel
Daniel?
has passed away, unfortunately.
I am slowly dying.
Uh,
But I suppose
I
I'm
will-
ready.
I should have limited Daniel's voting power a bit more so that you could never get a majority on Final Fantasy XIV, but I guess I didn't, so whatever.
Sorry. It's too late. I'm too powerful. You can't stop me.
All right then. The first category, this is a returning category. I also created some new ones, and I shifted some things around to keep people on their toes. The dumbest gaming-related decision of 2021. And the nominees are Activision Blizzard's Bill Cosby room, Activision Blizzard's labor law violations, Activision Blizzard's CEO threatening to murder that lady, Activision Blizzard laying off all those QA people after having promised them wage increases months ago, Activision Blizzard's inability to keep their nursing staff members' breast milk from getting stolen,
What?
and Activision Blizzard still not delivering that Sekiro DLC. And I like that one because I think that's like peak gamer, where you have all these serious critiques, and then it's like, yeah, but what if they didn't give me that game that I wanted?
They didn't give us the DLC.
Can you
Wait,
you
is that
post,
real?
Can you post the options in the chat?
Oh, of course I can, my beautiful baby boys.
So wait, is that
These
real? Was there
these are
supposed to
all
be
real.
DLC and we didn't get it?
Well, they considered DLC, and the game was designed with there is the story of Tomoe, which was like Genichiro's master, and it sort of like hinted that, yeah, like this probably would have been the DLC where you go to meet her in some capacity. And they designed the game with the idea that we might do a DLC, but Activision, I think Activision decided not to go ahead with it.
Wait, what does Activision have to do with Sekiro?
They published it.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
it was a big thing. It was
Did
a
not
big
know that.
controversy. People.
That's why Sekiro is way more polished than any of their other games, because Activision just shat out money for them to make it.
Yeah.
So I think you can really give it to any of these, except the last one, obviously.
I think the Bill Cosby room isn't really an Activision decision. That's just really asshole people at Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I still think it's a dumb gaming-related decision, but
It's
I
not a
think,
decision
you know what?
so much as just people being really shitty.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I feel like this is like somewhere in the chain of command, somebody made the decision not to put their foot down. I don't think a Bill Cosby room can exist without some higher up knowing about it. Like, people take care of office space. That's valuable property. And like, to devote one room to Bill Cosby for some reason, that's really
Although
weird.
I'm still not positive on the whole Bill Cosby thing, because I think those images were from before all the accusations. But I think Bill Cosby has been kind of a bitch-ass predator for a while. Like, I don't know how the timeline is.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
I thought, Bogan, you were going to say, I'm not sure about the Bill Cosby room because I think Bill Cosby is innocent.
No.
Yeah, the timeline of events is a bit screwy, but I'm pretty sure, based on what I heard, they just thought that it would be funny to buy a Bill Cosby portrait for this room.
Oh, okay. I think regardless, we don't need to choose which is the worst. I think we can just give it to Activision.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard, is the dumbest gaming decision of 2021.
It's a sweep. Okay, so the best platform exclusive. This is the second category.
Yeah.
This is the award for the best console or platform exclusive, and they might not be exclusive. I haven't done a lot of research. So the nominees are Snail, Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. Yeah, I'm nominating my own game, by the way, in a lot of categories.
Who would have guessed?
Metroid Dread, Age of Empires 4, Returnal, which I think is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
Halo
PS4.
Infinite, which might also be on PC, and Bowser's Fury. I think Snail takes it.
See, I can't vote for Snail because I haven't seen a trailer. And also, the game title doesn't really tell me what kind of game it is.
No, but you can guess what it's like.
I can't. Like, you play a snail, right? It's like Snake Pass, but with a snail. It's a platformer.
Yeah. Fine, Daniel, you can guess.
My vote's going for Metroid Dread.
Really? See, I would have gone for Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury was really good.
Did that come out in 2021?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah, Bowser's Fury was good. I liked it a lot, but I'm a Metroid fan, so Metroid Dread really hit me in just the right places.
That's 1 vote for Bowser's Fury and 0.8 votes for Metroid Dread. Bogan, what do you say?
I can't go with Bowser's Fury. I don't think that game really did much to anything. Looking at this, I would actually go with Halo Infinite. And that might be recency bias, but people have been clamoring for a good Halo for a while, and this seems to be really popular. And it would help Microsoft. It would help the Halo franchise as a whole.
Okay.
It feels like it's kind of a big deal, even though I know nothing about Halo and I don't care about it much. But yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll change my vote to Halo Infinite then. I don't really care.
Oh man,
Halo wins.
Metroid Dread got fucking robbed.
Snubbed. But don't worry, Daniel. it may have a few more categories to go through. The next category is Best Kid Game for Children and or Manchildren. These are all returning categories, but we're getting into some new categories pretty quickly. So we have Mario Party Superstars. We have Disco Elysium Final Cut. We have Ratchet and Clank, Bowser's Fury, and Pokemon Snap. By the way, you guys can feel free to add to any of these if you want to. I think this could be Bowser's Fury.
You think I could show Disco Elysium to my nephew? You think he would?
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be down
like
with
you
the
would
system.
appreciate the subtle political commentary.
I feel like
Just
politics
the abject
is
poverty and misery that game shows.
See, I think politics is a real man-child industry, so I think it counts.
That's true. I mean, what is politics then? A bunch of white men crying over things.
And collecting Funko Pops.
Puffing out
I
their
think-
chests going, I'm the best.
Females, let me tell you about females.
What are
I think
what other kid games were there this year? I don't like any of these.
Oh.
Bowser's
You
Fury
loved
is
Bowser's
good.
Fury. What happened to you, Bogan?
Yeah.
You soured on that.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I mean,
You were like, oh, I love what they did with the power-ups. They've changed the game.
yeah, but then I stopped playing and realized I didn't care.
Do you care about anything, Boken?
Some things. I mean, I actually care about Disco Elysium, but that's not gonna win kid
You
game.
can vote for that.
I loved the pregnant pause there. You really had to think about it for a second. You're like, do I care about anything?
Look,
my
I've
vote-
played like 5 games this year, and then I also spent roughly 1,500 hours on both World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy. So I barely remember what I care about.
I'm voting for Bowser's Fury. That's a good game. I don't
Yeah,
care what
I'll-
Boken says. Bowser's Fury is fun.
I'll second that
I
one.
don't even believe you that this came out 2021. I think you're just lying to me.
See, it's weird because sometimes I think, wow, this has been a really fast year. But then I go, oh, Bowser's Fury was this year. Huh. That seems weird. Anyways, the next category is things. This is a new category. Things I hope don't become trends. Okay? So the nominees are Kena, Bridge of Spirits, in that I don't want a lot of Pixar games, and I don't have any other nominees.
The fuck? Isn't Kena, from what I've seen, a very like formulaic game? I mean, it looks like a Pixar game, but from what I understand, it's just the basic action adventure open world thing we've seen 100 times already.
I don't know. I've only seen cutscenes, I think. Like trailers and stuff. So are we in agreement that Kena wins?
There have been worse things for sure this year.
Yeah, but what has come about this year that you hope doesn't become a
Let
trend?
me think about it.
You can't think about it. We're in the middle of recording.
Okay.
I should
No
really
thinking.
give you the categories before.
Yeah, maybe.
What about you, Daniel?
I can't think of anything.
Surely there
else.
have been terrible trends this year. What are you
I feel like
talking
all
about?
the bad trends have been continuations of trends that have been going on for a while.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, I haven't seen anything begin this year where I'm like, oh, please don't make this a trend. Maybe, like, Fortnite getting every license into the game. But I don't really care about that. So
I would maybe go with fewer offline events and more online events.
Well, a trend that I've noticed recently that I've not been a fan of is games going to PC that I want to play that are going to the Epic Game Store instead.
That didn't begin this year, though, so you can't vote for that.
Oh, I guess not. I'm still salty about it, though.
You can be salty about it. I can't ban that. That's not in the rules.
Good. Let me
So
enjoy
are we ready
my
to move
salt.
on? Are we ready to move on?
I suppose.
All right,
Are
then.
we?
Kano wins.
Well,
There's no other fucking options.
what's even wrong with Pixar games?
I don't like Pixar.
But
Okay,
it's
so the
not
next-
Pixar.
Nah, but like, I think the guy worked for Pixar.
Did he?
I think so. But I don't actually know.
What's your deal with
Anyways.
It's the
Pixar?
worst category.
It's a good category. What are you talking about? In last year, this category would have killed. You know that's true. Anyways, the next category is Best World. It's a returning category. We have Resident Evil 8. I like that crazy village world. We have Death's Door, which I hear has a good world. We have Snail, which has gotten a lot of rave reviews. Okay, so hold on, I need to fix something here. We have Resident Evil 4 VR. We have Metroid Dread and Psychonauts 2.
I would like to add the hit MMO Final Fantasy XIV.
But you see, that's not a 2021 game.
No, Endwalker is.
Yes, and
Yeah, but it's not. See, there are specific categories for expansions that you can slot that into.
No.
No.
Yes,
I would
there
like
are.
to add Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker to this list,
Did it?
which
did it
contains all the
create-
other Final Fantasy XIV expansions as well, and lets me play them at any
See,
time.
no, that doesn't
Including
work
the
that
critically
way.
acclaimed expansion Heaven's Ward.
And the fan favorite expansion, Shadowbringers.
Did it create any new like environments?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then you can add the Endwalker expansion, I guess, but you can't add anything outside of that.
It's inherent.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No.
of course.
Imagine if Metroid Dread also had on the disc all the other
Yeah,
Metroids.
but it doesn't.
No, but imagine if it did. That doesn't mean
That
you can
doesn't-
just nominate Metroid the whole
No,
franchise.
but it
right?
doesn't.
It's this one piece of content that came
Well,
out
that
this
doesn't make
year.
sense because, like, in Metroid Dread, like, if you just attach the other game, those are just like different games.
Yeah.
While with Final Fantasy 14, it's the same game just with more content being added to it.
You can nominate the added content, but the old Final Fantasy 14 pre-Endwalker is not a 2021 game, and this is the 2021 SAE Espresso Award Exponenza.
But part of the Endwalker
Extravaganza.
campaign makes you go back to old areas. And plus, just the gameplay itself, when you're doing, leveling duties and shit, you're still playing old content.
I think then that means Endwalker can't be
No,
nominated,
I think
boys.
it does. I mean, on itself, I would also nominate Endwalker, but
See, you can do that. You can nominate Endwalker, but you
fine,
can't
it doesn't
nominate
even
any
matter.
pre-2021
okay,
stuff.
Endwalker wins.
Endwalker fucking wins.
I like that. I make that rule, but I also have Resident Evil 4 VR.
Yeah. I was when you mentioned RE4 VR, I was kind of tempted to vote for that one.
I'm voting for that. Okay, so the next award is this is a new category. The award for the Rick and Mortyest show that is better than Bojack Horseman. And we have Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites.
What?
So I think Rick and Morty is better than Solar Opposites, even though I also like Solar Opposites. What about you guys?
Have you even
Which of
watched
the-
BoJack Horseman?
Yeah, I watched up until the 4th season, and then I was like, lame, and I turned it off. So which one of these do you think wins?
BoJack Horseman.
It's not nominated.
Bojack
Also, it's
Hold,
not a
Horseman.
Rick
hold
and
the
Morty
fuck on.
show.
Rick and Morty didn't come out this year.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, new season.
What are we doing?
Hmm.
I mean, like, you can nominate one season. We had that in the previous year when we talked about anime.
Yeah, you can nominate a season. But it has to fit within the parameters.
Yeah, okay. The
So-
parameter is Rick and Morty show.
Yes.
But you also nominated Solar Opposites. So can you define Rick and Morty show to me?
a show made by like that creative team that is in that style.
So
That-
these are the only possible nominees.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
What the shit?
I guess I'm voting for Rick and Morty.
I guess
Rick and
so,
Morty
because
has
I
it.
haven't seen Solar Opposites. I've only seen Rick and Morty.
That means that the official stance of the SA and Espresso podcast is that Rick and Morty beats Bojack Horseman. Moving on to the next category is best character design. And we have Nier Replicant, Death's Door, and Resident Evil 8, which was the sexual awakening of a generation for some reason.
I'm voting
So do
for
you-
Nier Replicant.
Do you know something funny about Resident Evil 8? Which I think is kind of an underrated phenomena about it. You like in sitcoms, like in Friends, when Chandler and Monica are like having secret sex, and then somebody walks into the apartment and they have to pretend like, oh, nothing was happening. But like in reality, the person that walked into the apartment, they would have been like, but I can smell sex. Like I can smell it. I know something was happening here. Were you two having sex? And no Friends watcher has ever picked up on this because they're all giant virgins. I think Resident Evil 8 has a really good sense of that sort of human musk. You know what I mean?
No.
Are you saying
Oh.
Lady D has musk?
Yeah, I'm saying like because she has like the trash daughters, and I think that's like it's like purity and danger.
So their femininity is purity, but they're
No, because it's like you have like the juxtaposition of like a beauty with like horrendous trash.
Mm. So is Lady
So, like-
D
like, you
beautiful
know-
and
you know,
her
like-
daughters are trash?
You know how like sex is great when you're having it, and then it's like, man, we need to open a window. That's Resident Evil 8. It's great, but it's also like,
Gross.
I don't know. Yeah. Gross.
No, I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yes. Where in the moment it's great, and then but then afterwards you're like, oh, that was kind of nasty, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm voting for Resident Evil 8, but I also didn't think very hard about this category.
I'm voting for Nier Replicant.
Bogan?
I like Resident Evil 8 for this. I like
Yes!
I like the daughters. I like the Lady D. I even like the fat merchant, honestly.
I love the Duke. Did you know there's a giant like Twitter thirst for Heisenberg?
Heisenberg?
like the-
From Breaking
Yeah, he's the
Bad?
guy. No,
from,
from
Resident Evil 8.
RE8. The guy who creates metal stuff. Which is so weird to me because he's just like a trash hobo.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
horny for strange things.
Doesn't he kind of look like a less stylish Alucard from Helsing?
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, people have, like Daniel said, people have strange kinks, and we have to shame them for it.
How dare they have sexual desires at all?
Yeah. So the next category is the best original property. We're speeding through these, by the way. The best original property. I have Snail. I have something called Cyber Shadow. Loop Hero. Did that come out this year?
Yeah, pretty sure it did.
I thought it was.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Loop Hero. Yeah, and Death Loop.
we have
Two loops.
Returnal, we have 12 Minutes, and Death's Door. So I'm gonna vote for Snail. You guys can do whatever you want. I can't believe I'm being snubbed, by the way, in my own award show. This is ridiculous.
Hey, post the nominees again.
Oh, sorry. Here.
Okay, so
You can also add to this if you have an original property.
Of these, I've actually played Cyber Shadow. That game is pretty sick, so I'm voting for that one.
How about you, Bogan?
I'm voting for Inscription. Even though I haven't played it and I know nothing about it, it's the most enticing game of the year.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, one of us is gonna have to change his vote. It's not gonna be me.
Not me either.
Well, I actually played Cyber Shadow. Compared to you, Boken, you haven't even played your nomination, so I'm sticking with Cyber Shadow.
Yeah, Daniel, can you Inscription? See, to me that sounds like a game where you're like unlocking doors. It's like a puzzle game where you unlock doors.
I believe it's a game where it's like a board game where you're playing against the devil, and it's also like an escape room type thing where in the middle of playing the board game, you're also trying to figure a way to get out of the room, I believe.
All right. Is that true, Bogan?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I know
so
there's a card
because-
game component,
So,
but what
Bogan,
I heard about it is that it goes in very wild places that surprise
Bogan,
you, which is exactly what I'm about.
Yeah, but you'll remember the parameters of the show dictate that you need to be able to verify whether Daniel is correct. And since you can't, Daniel can't vote for Inscription.
We never said
and
I
I
need
can't
to
vote for it.
verify if someone is correct.
It's in the rules.
No.
Hold on, I'll put it in there.
It's in the secret rules.
This is not the rules at all.
We must have at least seen a trailer for a game before we can vote on it, or at least be able to accurately guess what kind of game it is from the name. Verification will be done by a host who has seen the trailer.
Yeah, okay, so I can't vote for Snail.
Yes, you can. You can guess again.
No.
Yes, you can.
It sounds like a snail platformer.
You already guessed that. You have to guess something different.
No.
God.
So Cyber Shadow is like a Ninja Gaiden-esque type of...
You can't tell
throwback.
him what it's like, Daniel.
Yes, I
That's
can.
against the spirit of the game.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna guess something else.
No.
Is it a snail racing game?
There is a snail that moves in it, so yes.
No. That doesn't sound like
Aw.
a snail racing game to me.
No,
it.
it's not.
Fine. I also kind of like Cyber Shadow. I think that's a yacht club. I think they had something to do with it.
Yeah, they
produced
published
or
it.
something. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
I like Yacht Club.
Cyber Shadow is really good. It's a tight game. The sprite work is really fucking good.
Oh, is that game we were talking about at like E3 or Gamescom or something that had like crazy good sort of cyberpunk pixel art?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll vote for that.
Fuck yeah. Cyber Shadow. Good game.
So the next category is the meme, the best meme, where kids make fun of us, their wise elders. And the nominees are...
Those fucking whippersnappers.
Yeah. Why are they skateboarding on the sidewalk? But I ask again, why are they skateboarding on the sidewalk? The nominees are the two guys on the bus, and one of them is happy and the other one isn't. GameStop. There was that one meme where Mario was crying in the rain. Do you guys remember that one?
No.
No?
Okay, there's this one meme where Mario is like crying in the rain because he realized Trump had been impeached twice. I saw that and I was like, that's pretty good. Wordplay. The Suez Canal blockage. Robert Redford nodding in the woods really came into its own this year. And the average something fan versus the other guy is an enjoyer. Which is the best
That's
meme
not
of the year?
2021.
Oh, and get it out of here. Which is the best meme of the year?
Hold on. You really should have given us these beforehand. Because
Yeah.
I know there was some meme that I was actually like, oh yeah, this is good, but I can't fucking remember.
I don't know. I kind of like are you sure it wasn't this year? I really like the average fan versus other guy enjoyer. Like, I love the gif of like the dude just like freaking out. He's just like, woo!
Oh wait,
And
yeah,
then
that was this year.
the chat
Yes!
is just like with the music. He's just like, "Duh, duh, duh," and he's just like slowly panning.
Yeah, the guy's
I
like
love it.
talking really, really fast, like pointing and doing like diagrams. Well, Giga Chad is just like smiling.
Smiling and just looking awesome. And the camera's just slowly panning over them because they're just so cool. That's a good fucking meme.
Yeah, okay, I'll vote for that too. Bogan?
That is a pretty good meme. But I want to find out what the meme that I liked was. Fuck.
So, like, one version of that meme that I really like, and I think Boken would like as well, is the average rollback fan versus the delay-based enjoyer. Where, like, if you watch the video, the Giga Chad the video keeps stopping every once in a while because that's A plus.
Oh, it's so good.
I actually really liked the Anakin meme, to be honest.
The
Oh,
The Anakin
yeah,
and
yeah.
Padme meme.
Oh, that was this year,
Yeah.
wasn't
That
it?
one, oh, that one's really good.
Also, this year was Bernie Sanders at the No, wait,
Yeah, the inauguration was in January.
but was he miserable at the inauguration of Trump or of Biden?
Biden,
It was Biden.
I think.
Okay.
I don't think that meme has longevity.
Yeah, it was fun when it happened, but like it kind of died off. quickly.
But Bernie Sanders, because he's like the most awesome person on the planet, actually used that meme to make a bunch of money and sell merchandise with it, and gave it all to charity.
Yeah,
Damn,
but
what
that
a Chad.
yeah, but that is not the parameters of the category. Like you can't say, well, somebody used the meme and made money off of it.
To
No.
do something good. Why not?
Who cares about doing good things? Fuck people who do good things.
I see.
I think it's the I think it's the fan versus the enjoyer.
Yeah, that one's the most consistently like funny throughout the year for me. Although I will say Bernie Sanders giving money to charity through his meme, that's a great fucking thing to hear. That's really awesome.
Well, I'm not mad if the fan and enjoyer thing wins. I'm also not mad if Anakin wins.
The Anakin one was also pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta admit.
That was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I feel like people exhausted the variability of that meme very early on in the year, though.
It does remind me though that like the prequels, for as like shitty as they are, they're like a gold mine of memes. Like there's just something about the prequel movies that are just so meme worthy. It's interesting.
Mm. Yeah. Anyways, the next category is the best anime of the year, part 1. See, because I
Okay.
know you boys are just gonna go, oh, I love Beastars. I love Beastars. And that's gonna preclude us from actually being able to have a conversation about which was the best one of the year, because you guys are just gonna, like monkeys, throw your feces and pick Beastars. So I've split the
see.
category up.
Beastars
Best anime,
wouldn't even be in my fucking top 5.
best anime, non-furry category. I only have JoJo 6.
JoJo 6 would be up there for me. I would probably go with Jujutsu Kaisen, though.
I mean, I like Beastars. I don't know, but I don't know where you get that's like that high up the list for me. It's like
because I know you. Because last time I had an anime list, which I think was 2 years ago. You guys, I just had to really, really sneak past that, and then you guys realized later on that Beastars came out, and you were like, oh yeah, Beastars, we should have nominated Beastars. And so I didn't do it again. Yeah, but because I didn't. I removed the category the year after to ensure that didn't happen again, to play it safe.
In that year where I went, we could have nominated Beastars, that's when we picked some random bullshit that wasn't even anime.
Did we? Oh, that's right. We picked what was it? It was it wasn't Stranger Things, but it was something equally as nonsensical. It was like The Mandalorian or something.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, the Mandalorian is basically an anime.
I can't nominate Jujutsu Kaisen. That sucks.
We can nominate Cowboy Bebop. Netflix's
the live action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first episode of that, and that's all I needed to watch.
All right. So you're gonna vote for that one?
No.
So who are you gonna vote for in the best anime non-furry category?
JoJo, I guess.
Yes.
Hey, I like JoJo.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched JoJo 6, but I've watched other JoJo seasons, so that's close enough.
Have you finished season 3? Have you finished season 3?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
When?
Like last year?
Oh, okay. Yeah, JoJo's pretty good.
Yeah, Stardust Crusaders, good shit.
I don't like though that they released all the episodes as like a batch, because I feel like with season 5 in particular, I feel like that got a lot of mileage out of like pacing it out over like a few weeks, and just dropping it like that. I think I don't know. But anyways, the next category is the best or worst sequel, prequel, reboot, remake, brand,
what about part 2,
expansion.
where we vote, where we include furry picks?
That's not now. That's later on.
Why?
So, because I made the document that way. The best or worst brand expansion. So here's the trick to this category.
Best or worst?
That's the trick to the category. See, it used to just be best brand expansion. But I think there's a lot of mileage to be gotten out of worst. So the rule is, if it's best, if it's more good than bad, and worst, if it's more bad than good. Eh? And the nominees are Age of Empires 4, Mario Party Superstars, Nier Replicant, Psychonauts 2, Resident Evil Village, Hitman 3, Metroid Dread, Resident Evil 4 VR, and Endwalker. So which is the best or worst expansion?
I didn't pay attention. I just want to say that I would have nominated Megalobox Season 2 for anime.
You can nominate that. Megalobox.
But also JoJo Part 6 is really good.
It's not a video game.
No, I'm saying anime. You moved on before I was finished to even vote.
Oh. I'm sorry. So which is the best or worst brand expansion?
It's Endwalker.
Yep.
All
Not
right.
even close.
See, I'm gonna reveal something to you boys right now. The actual reason I changed the category is so that I can also vote Endwalker, but for me it's the worst brand expansion because I hate this expansion so much. all the little 5-minute waits I've had to do for you guys when you're playing this game, it irritates me greatly.
What are you talking
You mean
about?
the one today?
No. There's one last week or something where Daniel was like, I actually can't record today because I have to raid with my clan.
Yeah, that did happen.
That was
This is
kind of a
true.
bitch move.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but like they just came out of nowhere and they're like, "We're gonna fucking go ham. You got to join us." And I was like, "Shit."
And you were like, oh yeah, the obligations I've made don't matter. I'll just tell the boys to F off while I play this video game.
Also, that means you played for one evening and then you dropped the game because you couldn't get back into it. So, what was even the point of starting with your squad?
I had a good time with them. That was the point. I also did play the game again the next day in the morning.
Which was
Yeah,
probably
and
why
Walker
we couldn't
wins.
record
Fuck
the
you.
next day. So it's the worst brand expansion. That's great.
It's the best.
Well, the category dictates otherwise.
It says best or worst.
Yeah?
That means we picked the best.
Or worst.
No, it's the best.
Or worst. See, the category isn't either or. The category is both.
How can something be both the best and the worst?
Because two people can have different opinions about whether something is the best or the worst. And when two people are in a committee, they can be both things, depending on who's giving the, who you're talking to.
See, I'm fine with it being both best and worst because I've seen this expansion bring out some really bad things in people.
This is true.
How so?
Just, people throwing their entire lives away, grinding
like
out the game for 14 hours a day so they can be level 90 within a weekend.
Can I ask you guys about that? Do you understand that sort of behavior? Like, do you guys have an impulse to just like, I gotta max out all the numbers?
I mean, to a certain extent, I mean, I do like playing the game and leveling up, and there on some level, sure, I do like maxing out the numbers, but at the same time, I'm not going to throw my life away for it. To take it to the degree that some people has, that I don't get, because it's like, damn, bitch, go to sleep.
Yeah, I like the min-maxing mindset. It's really helpful to like just analyze what you could be doing better or more efficient. But there's always some kind of, I don't know.
Balance?
No, there's a barrier to me where at some point I decide like putting more effort into this just isn't worth the return.
Yeah. All right then. And Walker wins. So this is the next category. It's not a category. It's just. Do you guys remember last year when we had the Lifetime Achievement Awards for the excellence in the field of ragdoll physics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Red Dead Redemption. You guys decided to give it to some other dumb game.
It was Max Payne 2.
Yeah, some dumb game. Anyways, this is my second attempt at giving this award to Red Dead Redemption.
No. There can only be one lifetime. Well, I guess that's not true.
That's not true. So you guys gonna pick a fight over this again?
Yeah.
Name a better ragdoll game.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
I disagree. I think the ones in Red Dead Redemption 2 are a bit too polished. What I really like about the ragdolls in the first Red Dead Redemption is that they are like extras in movies from the 30s where they just go like spinning into circles and doing crazy gestures and then they collapse. I think the physics engine they used in the second game, or whatever updates they made to this physics engine, if it's the same one, I think that sort of it robs it of that goofiness from the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna go, and I hope Daniel is with me on this. Total War Warhammer. because it's incredibly satisfying when your giant fucking whatever chaos demon just goes to a bunch of peasants and throws them all around with a single strike, and they just keep flying everywhere. Or when your cavalry just charges in from the sides into a bunch of archers, and they just get completely destroyed, and the whole squad falls apart. It actually looks like fucking war, and it's great, and it's awesome.
Literally never played it.
Yeah, but you're with me, right? I gave a good reason. Daniel?
I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Daniel?
Daniel,
I guess it's the 1/5, right?
see, here's the thing, Daniel. If you vote for Red Dead Redemption, I will return to you your full voting privileges.
What the fuck?
I really don't think you should be playing into his antics.
I'm voting for Red Dead 2.
Well, that's great.
Well, now we have a three-way tie.
No, we
Yep.
don't. Daniel's vote doesn't count. It's like less than ours. We have a two-way tie, and then Daniel's 0.8 vote for Red Dead 2.
Are you gonna let him talk to you like that, Daniel?
Yes.
Or are you gonna help me take him down?
The lesser of two evils?
How am I an evil? Wait, I have
pretty
done
evil.
nothing. I've named a game with great ragdoll physics, and I explained why it's great.
Yes, but Daniel has never played that.
So what?
he
You
can't
can
vote
totally
for it.
guess what Total War Warhammer is about. It's literally
That's
Total
an
War
RTS.
with Warhammer. It's the most
it an-
descriptive title you can have. Everyone is at war, and there's Warhammer.
Actually, I'm going to change it.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be The Sopranos. Whenever someone dies. Ragdoll physics, pretty good.
Not actually a video game.
It doesn't say anything here about a video game. It
That
just
is
says
true.
It just says Lifetime Achievement Award for excellence in the field of ragdoll physics. Nothing about video games.
That is true. I guess I need to tighten up the naming of the categories in our game awards.
So we agree, The Sopranos wins.
I don't vote for The Sopranos.
Me neither.
I want Red Dead Redemption to get it. Bogan, if you vote for Red Dead now, I will vote for your thing next year.
I got my thing.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You didn't get Total War. Daniel didn't vote
No.
for that.
But I got Max Payne 2.
Yeah, I know you did. I'm saying I'll vote for your thing that you're proposing now this year.
But I don't care. I got Max Payne 2. This is just to thwart you.
Oh, I see. Maybe the real Lifetime Achievement Award for excellence in the field of ragdoll physics was the enemies we made along the way.
Is this what breaks the podcast? The ragdoll physics vote? This is what breaks us apart?
We'll have to do a specific podcast episode devoted to this one. Just vote for Red Dead. Why are you making this difficult?
That didn't even come out this year.
It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. We had this exact same conversation last year, Daniel.
For fuck's sakes.
I like how you two are, like, being irritated by this, but at the same time, you're the ones who are making this such a problem.
No, you're
Just vote
making
for
it
my
a
thing.
problem
You're
by
the-
bringing it up again.
You're the one that
I-
made this fucking category. And then getting mad at us when we bitch at you for it.
Yeah. No one's denying that. We have a lot of categories to get through, guys.
Are
so
you
I'd really
fucking
appreciate
serious?
It. So I'd really
Really?
appreciate it if you just vote for Red Dead Redemption.
I gotta have breakfast, man.
Daniel, trust
was
me,
li-
it's Warhammer, okay?
You know what? Just for the sake of getting this moving along, and because I don't like the idea of Acer winning, I'm voting for Total War. Let's go.
Yay!
I feel like you guys are missing the point of these Lifetime Achievement Awards. They're not up for a vote.
No, why bring it up? It's just to reassert its dominance in a T-pose.
Damn it.
Man, I'm gonna have to look up a contender for next year too. Making this very difficult, Acer.
You could do Dark Souls if you like the ragdoll physics there.
Those are kind of bad. They're actually,
yeah, but
they're
they're like-
actually
Kind of bad.
immersion ruining sometimes.
You think
They're
so?
the good kind
Yeah.
of bad, though.
No.
They're so bad that they're fun.
But it's a very serious, depressing game.
No, it's not. Oh, wait. Yeah. All right.
You have to think about that for a sec.
The next category is... It's a returning one. It's a fan favorite. Best game we didn't hate. So I have
What?
Mario Party Superstars, which had some fun Twitch streams. 12 Minutes, Halo Infinite, and Hitman 3. I'm voting for Halo Infinite. I didn't hate that game.
Because you didn't play it?
Yeah. I didn't play any of the other ones either.
Didn't people hate 12 minutes?
I don't know. Did
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's not a very well liked game.
Oh, then that game, I thought that was like a well-received game with Daisy Ridley.
No.
Am I
No.
wrong?
No,
Oh.
that is wrong.
Is she not in that one?
I think she is.
Yes. Yeah, but
Oh.
nobody liked that game.
Oh, I thought Boken liked it.
No. I mean, I didn't even play it, but what I read about it was very distasteful.
No, yeah, a lot of
Oh.
people did not like it.
Oh my god, is this a problematic award show? Cancel
it's-
the essay and espresso.
No, take it out
podcast
right now,
award?
and we can move on.
I can't take it out.
Quick! Acer!
My integrity as an
Act
announcer
quickly.
precludes me from addressing serious problems. Like a real game show host, I will not point out problems when they come. Okay, fine. Anyways, I'm voting for Halo.
I think I'm gonna give this to Life is Strange True Colors. Because it was okay.
I
And
hated
I
that
really
game.
hate. Fuck you. You haven't played it.
No, but I hate that kind of game. Like, my superpower is I can feel people's emotion like a normal person. Daniel, who are you voting for?
I don't know. I didn't play any of this shit.
You don't have to have played it. It's just the best game that you didn't hate.
That's such a fucking lame category. It's like, oh,
I don't think it is actually. I think it's like, you have a strong bias against something and then it comes out and you're like, oh, okay. Guess that was okay.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, we could not have nominated that here.
No.
Because Bogan hated
Well,
that.
maybe, if I had played it and it was okay, I could vote for it, but I didn't.
I ain't playing that shit.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
It looks
Yeah.
so bleh. I don't know. I guess I'll vote for Halo as well.
All right, then.
Because I can at least see myself playing Halo Infinite. I ain't playing fucking Life is Strange, True Colors. That ain't happening.
Get burnt, Boken. The next category is the award for the best Are We Still Doing This? It's another returning favorite. The nominees are Back for Blood and all those 4-player multiplayer games. Guardians of the Galaxy Soy got 'em. No chit chat while I'm playing, babe. and naming every franchise collection something like the Legendary Edition or the Ultimate Collection. Which is the best Are We Still Doing This of the year?
I mean, out of those, it's definitely Guardians of the Galaxy, because if you watch the Game Awards, there are so many fucking superhero games coming up, and they all look like, open world, and you have a bunch of companions that keep talking to you every second of every moment. And then there's like Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's getting a game?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just fuck all this shit. I'm done. Video games are lame.
Oh!
You
He
heard it
didn't
here,
actually
folks.
mean that. He didn't mean that, viewers.
I'm so done.
Video games.
I looked at all the trailers that came out during the awards show, because I can't watch the awards show because it's in American time. And I found nothing that I want to play except for the one game that's published by Annapurna. Because those people actually, support quality games by people with a vision. Everything else, just fuck off.
So,
I guess Slitterhead was okay. It just didn't speak to me much.
yeah, I thought Slitterhead looked pretty cool.
It
Probably
looked
wasn't
kind
great,
of
but
very tonally weird. Like,
yeah,
it was sort of horror, but at the same time, there was a lot of
it
fighting.
came across as more, it's more action-y, which I'm like, Toyama, my man, why are you doing this to me, baby? You made Silent Hill.
Yeah. And like the
People-
monsters are in full display already in the trailer, so what am I really supposed to be scared of there?
Yeah. People will tell you that Resident Evil 1 had like better level design and was better directed than Silent Hill 1. I think people are misremembering Resident Evil 1. I think the Resident Evil 1 remake is much better directed than Silent Hill 1, but I think Silent Hill 1 is much, much better designed than Resident Evil 1. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
Don't know.
Anyways, is it
Don't
Guardians
care.
of the Galaxy?
I think I'm inclined to agree, but I'm not. I haven't played either game in a while, so I can't like super confirm. But I feel like you're right. If that makes you feel better.
Thank you. Alright, so Guardians of the Galaxy wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that game.
Alright
Who
then.
gives a shit?
The next category, this is a new category, is the best-selling game of the year. We have Monster Hunter Arise, Super Mario 3D World, Resident Evil 8, and Madden NFL 2022.
What, the best-selling game?
Yes. Now
But
you
that's
have
like
to
an
guess
objective
Yeah.
thing. Like that, it just sold the best. You can't vote for. If one sold less, you can't vote for it.
You can, but it better be a wrong vote. I think NFL, I don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure that one won.
Are you, or do you just mean the best game that sold a lot?
No. The best-selling game of the year. The one who sold the most.
Wait, 3D World Bowser's Fury that sold 12.5 million copies.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy.
How much?
I guess it's
Yep.
not that strange, but damn.
How much did Ghost of Tsushima sell?
That's not a 2021 game.
What? You're kidding.
It's a 2020 game, I think. It was not. No, it's a 2019 game. It was.
No-
It won
no.
the. It's the same year as The Last of Us 2. Don't you remember?
What?
People who hated The Last of Us 2 voted for Ghosts of Tsushima to win like best game of the year or something. Don't you remember?
I don't.
Oh my god.
It was 2020, but that's still kind of fucked up. God, where did the time go?
up your
Yeah.
What the
ass.
fuck is going on?
So, anyways, Madden NFL 2020, I'm pretty sure is the best-selling game that came out this year. Do you guys agree?
I don't know.
No, because
How much did it
didn't
sell?
provide any numbers.
I don't have numbers. They're very
Well,
sketchy
then
about
we
giving out
can't
those
say
numbers.
it is. So it's Super Mario 3D World then.
No, it's not that. There are games that sold better. I think FIFA's
Which?
probably sold better. I think the Call of Duty probably sold better. Like, I know Madden NFL, that game made like $4 billion. Just off of microtransactions and shit.
I'm gonna
But I don't know how
I'm gonna
many
need to
copies
see
it
hard
sold.
numbers on this.
I can't give you hard numbers. You just have to vote for one of these.
Why are you so hell bent on giving an award to Madden exactly? What is this?
I don't like Madden. I don't like those sports games. But I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that the best-selling game of the year is Super Mario 3D World if it didn't sell more than Madden did.
You invented this category. We didn't have this last year.
I know.
What are you doing?
I think you need to refer back to one of the rules. Don't
You're
take
not
it too
supposed-
seriously.
Take it too seriously.
You don't want
like-
to end up like one of those Fortnite kids, do you?
So do we all vote for Madden or?
Yes, fine.
I guess. I suppose.
All right then. Madden is officially the best-selling game of the year.
Okay.
The next category is the best game we didn't play. It's another returning one. We
Okay,
have
this
Age
is
of
definitely
Empires,
Inscription, and you can tell me otherwise.
But no, Daniel and I, we don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, what? What?
What?
Of course you don't. This is for
It's a-
games that we don't know much about because
No, it's
so
the
we
games
can't
we
vote.
didn't play.
Why?
Because that's the name of the category.
It's for games we specifically didn't play, so we shouldn't be allowed to vote on them. So it's Inscription. Because you guys don't know what it is, except that a lot of people are really positive about this. And
Yeah, but the rules state that we have to at least be able to guess what it is and have you verify it, and we weren't able to.
okay,
No, I
take
also
another
heard-
try.
I also heard that the game starts to lose steam towards the end, and it's not as good towards the end.
Fucking damn it.
I love it. You're like throwing this shitty critique at a game you know nothing about. Oh my god.
This is the best podcast.
Anyways, the nominees are Age of Empires 4, Neo Replicant, Guardians of the Galaxy, Psychonauts 2, Returnal, Death's Door, Halo Infinite, Hitman 3, Metroid Dread, and RE4 VR.
Let's see. Well, I already beat Near Replicant, so obviously can't count that.
All right.
RE4 VR is a tricky one because I did beat RE4 multiple times, just not in VR.
Then you didn't beat RE4 VR.
Yeah, but I've beaten RE4.
This is RE4 VR.
Yeah, but it's the same game.
No, it's not.
Just in
It's got
VR.
VR.
It's not just in VR. It's a different experience.
Yes, I'm sure it is a different experience, but it's the same fucking game. It's the same enemies, it's the same locations, it's the same weapons, same everything. It's just in VR now. And I'm not trying to take away from the VR-ness of the experience. I'm sure it greatly adds to the experience, but like it's still the same fucking game.
But she has a new hat, Daniel.
I do like hats.
I think I'm gonna vote for Hitman 3 I have a lot of energy
Right.
for Hitman, but I never play those.
Those
You-
games get nothing but praise, Boken. What is that indignant why?
Yeah, they've been doing the same thing for, 6 years now?
And people love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Hitman 3, the Hitman games are probably better ongoing games than Final Fantasy 14.
No.
That's just
I know
my
about that,
controversial
Chief.
opinion.
That is so wrong.
I like how neither one of you has played those games, but you,
I
you
have.
decide to
I've
make
played
that
the
claim.
first Hitman, and I
You
bounced
haven't
off
played
it.
Hitman 3?
I bounced off it after like 2 missions because I don't like the mission structure in those games.
No, that's fair. But I'm going to vote for Hitman 3. What are you guys voting for?
Well, first of all, I think it's Inscription still because it's one of those games where everyone says the less you know about it,
The better.
the better. You need to go in there because you need to go in there knowing as little as possible, which is usually a very good sign about a game. If I can't have Inscription, I'm voting Metroid Dread.
You can vote for Snail then.
I can't
If you're
vote
gonna
for
add
Dread because I
Inscription,
already
but you
beat it.
can't.
Or I haven't beaten it, but I played a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But apparently Metroid Dread is really good, and it gave a almost dead franchise a bunch of life. Well, I guess it's not almost dead since there is theoretically a Metroid Prime 4 or whatever.
That
Coming at
Metroid
some
Prime
point.
4 has been in like development hell for like the past like 5 years.
Maybe it's abandonware. Who knows?
What?
But
They went through 2 different development studios.
I'm happy
Why is
for
it
the
so hard to
Metroid
make it?
enjoyers that they got a good game. That I didn't play and probably won't play.
It's good though. You should play it. It's challenging. I know you like challenging games. Metroid Dread, pretty fucking challenging.
Who are you voting for, Daniel?
I kind of want to vote for Inscription as well.
Well,
But
that's
I also
interesting,
want to
because
vote for
you can't vote for
Psychonauts
that.
2. I also want to vote for Psychonauts 2. Because I really
Oh.
want to play Psychonauts at some point. They look like fun games.
Have you not played the first one? It's
A
pretty
little
good.
bit. I played a little bit of the first one. I liked what I played of it.
Played with a controller.
Of course.
Don't buy it
It's
on
a
PC
3D
like I did
platformer.
once.
See
It was
if,
a
Um,
console. Yeah, it was a console 3D platformer, of course.
if we agree on Inscription right now, we can end this.
You actually
We can
can't
move
vote
on.
for Inscription, Daniel. That's the interesting thing about the way the rules work. And I'll
What
thank
was your
you,
vote,
Boken.
Acer?
Hitman 3.
No, Daniel gets another try. I got one for Snail.
You wasted... No, but you've already explained to him what kind of game it is.
No, give it a
Yes,
shot,
you did.
Daniel.
You did
Come
it
on,
earlier. It's the same rules as with that Total War one.
take
You
an
can't tell them what
educated
kind of
guess.
game it is.
Yeah, everyone knows what Total War is. Daniel knows what Total War is.
It's
No,
a.
see, this
It's an
breaks the-
RTS for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this break. See, now I could just tell you what Snail is, and then you'd be able to vote for it.
Well,
But
I
Boken,
already know
I
what
have-
kind of game Snail is.
Oh, then you can vote for it. But for Boken, I mean, Boken, I have the integrity not to do that. Even though I would have won like 10 different awards by now if I had.
Da-
I have the integrity to refrain.
Daniel
and I'll
seem-
thank you.
Daniel
I'll
seemed to
thank
know.
you for doing the same.
Daniel seemed to know stuff about Inscription that I didn't know. So-
Yeah, I know a good deal about it.
Okay,
didn't
Not
earlier.
a ton, but
See?
I know about it.
and I know some stuff about it, but not everything. And
Do you know how it
have
plays?
a rough idea. Yeah, a friend told me.
I'm asking Daniel.
What is it?
Do you know how Inscription plays?
Sort of.
Where was this earlier when you said you didn't?
I never. No, I didn't say that.
You did.
I even explained like, what are you talking about? I explained like, oh yeah, it's like you're playing like a board game with the devil, and then there's parts of the game where you're also trying to escape the room with the devil, and the
Yeah,
part
and
of the game
Boken
is
was
like about trying
and
to get
Boken
out.
was like, Boken was like, no, not really. That's not really what it's like.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, no, go back. Everyone go back. He said it.
I said, well, what I meant to say, I don't know what I said, but what I meant to say
here
is
comes it. Here it comes.
I wasn't really sure. Like, I haven't heard of those parts of the game, but I know that what's interesting about Inscription is that it's very versatile in what it does.
You know, Daniel, I've actually heard that Inscription kind of gets bad towards the end.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Well, okay, that's more info you have, so you can definitely vote for it now.
You can't vote off of given info, but if what
Daniel
was saying
knew
was
this beforehand.
No, but I'm saying if that's true. I thought you were talking to me when you said that I could vote for it. No, but if what Daniel said earlier was correct and Boken just miscorrected him, then yeah, you can vote for Inscription.
No, I think we're both correct. I think between me and Daniel, we have a good idea of what Inscription is. And also, in parts we don't, and that's what makes it good. And that's why Inscription should win this. Yeah, that's my argument. Now let's just give it to Inscription and move on.
Daniel, if you vote for Psychonauts 2, I'll also vote for it.
Well, that was already my pick, so Psychonauts 2 it is.
Yes! This Inscription game does sound kind of interesting, though. I'm sad that I'm dunking on it so much.
I feel like I always take like 5 minutes to try and explain my decisions, and then I just get fucked over. Every time.
Okay, so the next category is the biggest disappointment. Mine is, I only have one, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I am very disappointed that the Ratchet games are continuing along that sort of stylized cinematic experience rather than going back to that sort of more gritty, more sort of static-y version they had in the PlayStation 2 days. What are your biggest disappointments?
Biggest disappointment. I haven't played Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart personally. What? I mean, it looks good though.
It looks like just another one of the modern Ratchet & Clank games, and I don't really like those.
I will say I do kind of miss the edginess, the 90s edge of the older titles. That's
the early 2000s edge, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm sorry, early 2000s edge. That's been completely sanded off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, can you really say it's the biggest disappointment when that's just what the series is now, and that's kind of what you have to expect?
It's still my biggest disappointment. I have aspirations for this series becoming great again, but it never does. They keep cranking out these mediocre, well, probably not mediocre, they're probably fine, but these sorts of, Ratchet, you're the last of the Lombaxes. No, he's not. I've seen other Lombaxes.
There wasn't a female Lombax in like the second game?
Yeah, Angela Cross.
Yeah, they totally forgot about that.
It's ridiculous. Like just
A Crack in Time was pretty good though.
Yeah, but I think we've had this conversation before. A Crack in Time, everything that is good about that game is the stuff that isn't Ratchet and Clank. Like that game would have been much better as like just its own thing. Get Ratchet and Clank out of there, and then you can really get into this thing. Same with Ratchet Nexus, I think. I think there's a lot of good stuff in that, but these characters are holding this greater license back at this point. But maybe that's just because I've played the originals so much, and I have a very different... Like, the characterization of them there is very different, and maybe I'm just bringing that baggage into these games, which I think is fair, given that these are sequels to those games, allegedly.
I don't think they are at this point.
No. But I'm still disappointed.
At some point, the timelines converged, or like diverted, rather.
True. What are your guys' biggest disappointments?
Don't know. Didn't play anything.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay, so nothing is the biggest
Oh,
disappointment, I
Cowboy
guess.
Bebop live action.
Yeah, you can vote for that.
Were you excited for that?
I wasn't
That was
excited.
dead on arrival.
I wasn't excited for it, but I was at least like, hey, you know, I want to give it a chance. It might be okay. And it wasn't even that. It wasn't even passable. It was actively terrible. Like, I had such low expectations, and it somehow was even worse than I was expecting.
Bogan, are you gonna vote for that too then?
No, I can't because I never wanted it to exist, and it just confirmed
I mean,
what I was thinking.
I never asked for it. I wasn't like, oh man, I gotta have live action Cowboy Bebop. But since it was happening, I was like, maybe it'll be okay.
I mean, okay, since we are not only going with games, then I'm gonna say Wonder Egg Priority.
What's
What the
that?
fuck is that?
That's an anime that everyone was raving about, and then I checked it out, and it was just weird, quirky shit with absolutely no grounding whatsoever, and I just couldn't get into it. Like, there's a point. I like weird stuff, but not when everything is weird all the time. And
Oh, like Borderlands?
the Borderlands is just kind of cringy, right? Just cringy
Yeah,
humor.
yeah. Everyone is the funny one.
Wonder Egg, from the start, I had nothing to latch on to. And it just annoyed me. I can be random too, but good stories do have some kind of, interesting structure. And that didn't seem to have it, and I wished I could enjoy it more.
Okay, well, I didn't know anything about this anime, so I can't really vote for it. What are some other disappointments this year? I think this was a very disappointing year, just in terms of game quality. It was very, I think we've had a couple of good years recently. This one is like, what are we gonna release? These are all like the games that were, like, because this is like the COVID wave, and everything good has sort of been pushed back, and this is just sort of mid-tier stuff being released with the occasional Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, I feel so as well.
So maybe this is just like the year generally has been disappointing.
2021 as a year. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm always on the lookout. I really haven't been playing a lot of games outside of the main two, but I'm always on the lookout of stuff that people just keep talking about for whatever reason. Right, like Inscription kept coming up. I'm actually interested in that. But otherwise, I feel like nothing really stuck this year, in terms of games at least. Like, just a couple titles came and went, and nothing sounded that interesting or worth checking out. I did check out Resident Evil 8, because that seemed cool and it was good. But, yeah, otherwise, meh. It seemed like a shit year.
Yeah. Alright then, the year in gaming generally has it. The next category...
Sounds about right.
The next category, fan favorite, is the best game whose name is the exact same as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. And the nominees are Cyber Shadow for the Yu-Gi-Oh card Cyber Shadow Gardna, Resident Evil Village, which is Resident of the Evil Village, Returnal, which is Return from the Different Dimension, Snail, Psychic Snail, and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. Which one of these games, whose name is the exact same as a Yu-Gi-Oh card, is the best one.
I'm actually shocked there is a card that's called Resident of the Evil Village. And I'm
It's
gonna
not
go
real, I
with
made it up.
Oh, fuck you.
I needed to pat.
Cyber Shadow Gardener sounds legit.
That's a real one. It's a trap card.
That's my vote. That sounds really, really cool.
You don't. I really like Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. Because Brilliant Diamond, that is such a weird, like those two words together. It's really coincidental that they Brilliant Diamond Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond Gem Knight.
Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond?
Yeah.
Is there another Gem Knight Lady?
No, there's a lot of Gem Knights. She is Lady Brilliant Diamond. Gem Knight is just the general archetype, and she's Lady
Okay.
Brilliant Diamond.
Okay.
There's a Master Diamond. There's Ruby. A lot of good Gem Knight cards.
Oh, but only for the woman
Seraphinite?
we have to add lady. I see.
There are like a lot of ladies where they don't do that for, though. I think Pearl and Lapis and Lazuli are both girls. But I don't know. I think it's like, I think it may be a translation thing where it's supposed to be like an aristocratic sort of position. Like it's a station. So you have like, because there's like Master Diamond, and you have like Lady Brilliant Diamond, and that's like a higher station than the other Gem Knights. Seraphinite, that's a really good one. They had to ban Brilliant Fusion to get her out of the game because she broke the deck building. Too powerful.
You know, I can't vote for Cyber Shadow, so I'm gonna go with the Brilliant Diamond Lady, whatever.
Yes.
Really don't care.
Wow. Okay.
Sincerely don't give a single fuck.
It's really I don't know why you have to tell me that. I mean, I put a lot of effort into these awards.
Yeah. I'm so mad that Resident of the Evil Village doesn't exist.
There might be one. I've never encountered it though. There's like the Wretched Ghost of the Attic, but that doesn't sound anything like Resident Evil Village. There's also like the ghoul from A Dark Nightmare or something. I don't remember. Anyways, the next category is the most pleasant surprise. I have Resident Evil 8. Because I was prepared not to like that. But then I was like, no, this is okay. And I don't really have anything else because I added this sort of last minute. Which is the most pleasant surprise of the year? Snail? We can nominate Snail. I heard somebody say it.
I feel like It Takes Two. I was pleasantly surprised by that, even though I still didn't care about the story to
What's
the very
that?
end.
Yeah, I think I'll vote for It Takes Two as well.
All right. It Takes Two wins. The next category. We're up to category number 20, by the way. Is the gamer snack of the year. So you know how these award
Are you
shows...
fucking serious?
You know how these award shows, they always have like really bad sort of advertisement tie-ins? So like Geoff Keighley will go like, oh, well, we all love the individual expression of games, and games are for everyone. Anyway, here's Doritos Pizza, here's Domino's Pizza. It's like, what? Anyways, this is the best gamer snack of the year. We have Doritos and Mountain Dew. We have steak and eggs. We have going to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts for oatmeal. We have
What? Fuck you.
we have having your lunch break in your car alone like a
Shut
crazy
the
person.
fuck up.
That's not a snack, though.
Fuck you. Leave me alone.
These you could win an award, Daniel.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, all the people who have lunch breaks in their car, like crazy persons, could win an award. Who knows if Daniel is part of that or not? That's just for him to
Daniel,
decide.
I didn't say your name. What is this?
Yeah. Don't know why you're getting so defensive about this.
You fucking pieces of shit. Who the fuck eats steak and eggs?
I do.
Ugh.
That was my... I'm gonna vote for that. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? You probably... Oh, well, you can't eat that because you can't go into your car alone and eat that. People think you're weird. I'm gonna get super defensive.
I just don't understand why you want to eat, like, fucking eggs and steak.
It's good. Steak is good. Eggs are good. See, I know Bogan won't vote for that because he's a vegetarian. But I neglected to put... No, like, Doritos and Mountain Dew. That's the vegetarian option.
I think Dunkin' Donuts oatmeal sounds like kind of a gamer breakfast to me.
How is that a gamer breakfast?
You have it and you're a gamer.
It's
gamer
a lot
breakfast.
of, fibers and a lot of carbs.
But also like
It's
Dunkin'
for,
Donuts.
for a healthy day of gaming. And yeah, it's like a very cool, trendy place like Dunkin' Donuts.
I was going to say it's like a low-brow trash
Starbucks
place.
is cool and trendy. Dunkin' Donuts is not. Like, Starbucks is actually quite nice. Like,
I hear nothing but bad things about Starbucks, though.
What?
Yeah, my
who
understanding is they
you've
just
been
have
talking
like
to.
fecal matter in their coffee and it's all burnt and trash.
What the fuck are you talking
Fecal
about?
matter in their coffee.
Yeah, I saw some article about it. Like every restaurant, like you can have an article that goes, "Oh, we found fecal matter because we took the entire kitchen into the library. And look, 5 years ago somebody didn't wipe his ass well enough and the bacteria survived." It's like some what's it called? Like the headline. It's like misleading or like a big deal, then it's not a big deal.
Hold on, I need to look up something real quick because I think I have the winner for this. If it was this year.
Oh, is it the Szechuan
I remember.
sauce?
I remember a few years ago there was something legit called Gamer Grub.
I recall that. What was that?
It was like a bag with food substance in it, and it was like there was one that was PB&J. There was another that was like pizza flavored or some shit. I never ate it myself.
Oh no, sure. I believe that.
But I just remember it now. It's gone.
Oh, it was 2019. God damn it.
What were you thinking about?
It was a sort of a challenge of Final Fantasy XIV for Chinese fast food joints where you needed to complete the entire meal. And it was like a ridiculous amount of food to get some kind of fat chocobo mount in the game.
What the fuck?
And like the menu itself is a double chicken burger, one vegan mushroom burger, one 5-piece order of chicken nuggets, 2 original recipe pieces of chicken, one 2-piece order of New Orleans chicken wings, one old Beijing spicy duck roll, 2 large Pepsis, and 2 peach oolong teas.
What the fuck?
And you needed to eat all that to get the code.
Good lord.
Yeah.
What's wrong with some people?
It's like an entire family meal platter just for one person to get a fat chocobo mount.
That's ridiculous.
So I looked it up. Gamer Grub is roaring for a comeback.
Oh.
They've been gone since like 2013, and recently they're like, we're gonna come back. It's like, okay.
Like just the name. Like just the name, Gamer Grub. It sounds like you're gonna send me like a bag of maggots or something. I can just imagine like a fat, sweaty guy in his basement. Mom, give me my gamer grub.
While he's scratching his nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, gamer grub.
So anyway, where do we land on this?
Well, clearly it goes to Gamer Grub, who
but
haven't been in operations
that's not
for the past
2021.
8 years.
That's not a 2021 thing.
Yeah, it's not a 2021, Daniel.
I know, but I wanted to win.
I'm going with the Dunkin' Donuts oatmeal.
All right, I guess I will too.
Dunkin' Donuts oatmeal wins.
No, Starbucks. Dunkin' Donuts does not have oatmeal.
Oh, okay. Then that one wins. Okay, the next category is Best Indie Game. And a returning caveat from last year is that artsy art styles means the game starts with a negative score. And the nominees are Snail, Cyber Shadow, and Far Cry 6. Lol. Which one? This is the Best Indie Game of the year. Also, a bunch of stuff I played on itch, but I was like putting this together just a few minutes ago.
Were there any good indie games this year? I don't even remember any.
Before Your Eyes.
Was that this year?
Oh.
Let me double check.
I've been meaning to play that. Was A Short Hike
Yes,
this year?
that came out. It came out April this year.
Is A Short Hike an indie game or is that a small studio?
Did A Short Hike come out this year?
Don't know.
No,
2019.
No,
Oh my
2019.
My
So my
lord.
vote goes to Before Your Eyes.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting game.
Yeah,
I'll vote for that.
It
too.
is.
I'm fine with that.
Far Cry 6 getting snubbed in the only category it was nominated in. Oh! Wait a minute. It's time for the most beloved category in our showcase. And that is the Best Game with a Prominent Car award. And the nominees are Forza Horizon 5, Resident Evil 4 VR. You both recall there's a car in the beginning. Hot Wheels Unlimited, Halo Infinite, Resident Evil 8. I'm counting the Duke's carriage as a car. Also, there's that car they drag Ethan into, I recall from the beginning. Guardians of the Galaxy, the Milano is a car. A spaceship is a car. New Pokemon Snap. So the trick here is that Pokemon Snap, it's a rail game, so you're in a rail car. And I'm counting that. Which one of these is the best game with a prominent car?
Okay, Daniel.
That's easy.
Daniel, no.
That's easy.
Daniel,
What?
you need to trust
What?
me on this.
Okay.
I cannot give you any specifics, but the winner is Endwalker.
I was gonna
If
say
I
the same
gave you
thing.
any specifics, it would be a massive spoiler.
See, I was gonna say Endwalker anyways, but because of the mounts.
Mounts aren't cars. What kind of ridiculous parameters do you think
They
we
are
operate
literally
under?
a car mount,
yes.
and they came out this year.
Oh, then that's different. I thought you meant like
But,
giant birds.
but
or
that's
something.
not even what I mean. When Daniel is at that point in the story, I will tell him.
Okay.
It's a very different car. It's a vehicle, let's say.
Hey, what about that car Daniel eats his lunch in?
This really is the best meme of the podcast.
Yeah, kind
We should have nominated that.
We can
when
add
it
that if you
happened.
want. There's no problem.
But there is in fact a car.
That's a really lame car, though. But
Isn't
I
that the
guess
Final Fantasy 15 car?
Yes, it is. The
Yeah.
Regalia.
lame.
I really don't like
a-
that car in the game, to be honest, because in the areas where you can't fly yet, it looks wrong. The speed it's going at, it looks too slow for a car.
It does look kind of silly. I can't deny that, but it's still a car in the game.
Mm. So, Bogan, are you choosing Endwalker or
Yep.
Daniel's lunch break?
For spoiler reasons, redacted.
It's a very... I feel like you have to... I feel like for this category, you have to specify what the car is.
No, Daniel
I guess
already
you don't.
Daniel has his own reason. I have mine.
That's true. It's not the best prominent car. It's the best game with a prominent car. Very sneaky there, guys. I like how you're gaming the system. You're catching on to how this award show works.
We are gamers.
That is true. This category
Hashtag.
suffers when car years are weak.
Which is every year.
No, I feel like we have had good years for this category.
You know, I just gotta say, can we wrap this up, because I am kind of sick and I would like to go to bed. So
We have...
I don't mean to spoil the fun, but
but we have like 7 categories left. But these
Oh,
are pretty
fuck.
quick ones.
oh come on, dude.
Yeah, well,
Please,
you guys
you're
have been
fucking killing me
dragging
here.
ass throughout the whole podcast.
All right, come. Let's buckle up.
The best video game essay video you saw this year. Now, after some debacles, there's been an addendum that you can no longer nominate your own videos. So I have the Pathologic for those who never played it, and I've also
Oh,
got.
by Codex? Yeah,
Yeah, and-
I'll vote that one too.
No, hold on. I also have the Lost Themes of Silent Hill video that I made.
Yeah, I'm picking Codex's video.
What? Ridiculous. How about you, Bogan?
I've seen neither of these, unfortunately. I am in the pathologic video though, so I guess that counts.
Sure. Fine. Snubbed in my own podcast again. Okay, so
Schnub.
the best sidekick of the year, returning for the 3rd time in a row, we have Daniel. The Clank from Ratchet and Clank. We have the Duke from Resident Evil 8. Ashley from RE4 VR. The Chit Chat Brigade from Guardians of the Galaxy. And Bowser Jr. in Bowser's Fury. I'm going with the Duke. I like that guy.
I like him too. I like that he doesn't turn out to be a villain.
Yeah, I was
I've
expecting
seen
that.
images of the Duke. He looks like a fun guy.
I would
All right,
hang
then.
out with the Duke.
I
Have
wouldn't.
a beer.
He would probably just be eating the whole time.
Fine.
Fine. Hanging out in elevators. The best villain, we have Activision CEO Bobby Kotick. We have Bowser from Bowser's Fury, and then we have the tall vampire lady. See, the thing about this category is when you put actual bad people in, it kind of just, it's an insult if we were to vote for anybody but Bobby Kotick. Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
it's got to be Bobby.
Yeah, fine.
It has to be.
but I also think it'd be really funny if it's like, well, you know, Bobby Kotick, sure, piece of trash human being. Bowser, though.
I like the cut of Bowser's jib.
Fine. It's Bobby Kotick.
Absolutely.
Best hero, on the other hand, we have Ethan from RE8. We have Samus, Metroid Dread, Agent 47, the Raven in Death's Door. I feel like Death's Door, people were priming for that to be a much more beloved game than it has ended up being. We have Ras from Psychonauts, Rasputin from Psychonauts, and we also have Rasputin, our friend, for coming in clutch for the Avatar episode with us. And also Mario, I guess. Who's the best hero of 2021?
The best hero
I'm pretty
the
sure
Warrior of
he-
Light from Endwalker.
I'm pretty sure Rasputin called himself that specifically because he was a fan of Psychonauts.
He did.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, sure, I'll vote for the Warrior of Light.
Is that a character that was created in 2021?
Boken created his Warrior of Light in 2021.
I also
That is
guess
true.
Ethan wasn't created in 2021. And none of the other characters was either. Except for the Raven.
Nice try, though.
Damn it.
FF14, sweeping the awards.
I really don't like that damn game. And it's not even ironic. I don't like that game. I've been so soured on that game. What it has done to me personally.
What's funny is like your umbrage towards it has nothing to do with the content of the game, but just how it's indirectly affected you.
Yeah. See, it's probably a fine game or whatever, but it's affecting me.
You could have just made up some kind of rule to not include Final Fantasy 14, but you didn't.
I
Final
planned to
Fantasy
do
14
that.
banned.
I planned to do that. But the thing is, you two would have made a massive stink about it, and it would have taken 20 minutes of the beginning to negotiate.
It's true.
So I decided to do this instead.
True.
Here's the MTV category of the episode, where we have the best babe of the year. It's been a great year for babes, guys. We have Lady D from RE8, the Rotten Trash Sisters from RE8 for some reason, and we also have Samus. Were there any other women in video games this year? I don't know.
Well, obviously we got to go with Ishtola from Final Fantasy 14.
She's not. Is she a babe? I was also gonna say Ishtola, but is she a babe?
To be fair, no, she's not a babe.
But
She's got
there
more of
is
like
no best mommy category, so I guess it has to be Ishtola.
Also, I feel like people would put up a massive stink if you had a best mommy category and Lady D didn't win.
I don't fucking care.
True, I don't care.
Big
either.
mommy milkers.
That's what they say, Daniel. Isn't Samus a mother to a lot of the Metroids? I've never played a Metroid, I don't know.
Not, I mean, other M.
Oh. What about the mother from Mother 3?
Was there even a mother?
I haven't played Mother 3. What about the mother from Mother 1?
I don't know. I never really played Earthbound or Mother.
Earthbound is pretty good. I think you can give this to Samus, because I don't really want to give it. I didn't get the hype for Lady D or the Trash Sisters. I looked at them and I was like, oh yeah, cool. Horny internet nerds trying to hype this up. Great.
I just don't think you understand the appeal of the goth babe.
See, there's a difference between being a goth babe and being a literally decaying corpse that can turn itself into flies.
No, actually, there is no difference.
Oh.
Talking about
Giving me a
goth
lot to
babes,
think
though,
about.
I think we've already decided on Ishtola.
Is she a babe?
She's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever.
She also gets goth outfit in in Shadowbringers.
Is this
That's
one of
true.
those? Is this one of those Fire Emblem Awakening waifu games where you can like dress up all the characters differently?
No.
No, that's out of
No.
Sounds
control.
like it. Sounds like it.
No. No.
All right. We also have the other MTV category, which is the best hunk. And I know you guys are gonna put out some weird Final Fantasy 14 joke, but I would actually argue that Chris Redfield from RE8, like, I think he is pretty undoubtedly the biggest hunk of the year. Am I wrong?
That's Ishtola, by the way.
Yeah, great. Just send these images. I love viewers. Look into our Discord
everyone
chat.
except you knows who Ishtola is. Okay.
No,
I
feel
can
like
guarantee
most
that
people-
at least 75% of the people who watch this podcast know who Ishtola is.
I don't know. I think that percentage is a little high.
Yeah, it's like, Bogan, maybe.
What do you mean? Everyone plays Final Fantasy XIV.
No, nobody does. They're stuck in
The
the
hit
lobby
game
with
of
you
the
nerds.
year. Every year.
But yeah, best hunk. I'm gonna go with Chris Redfield.
Wouldn't it be Hunk
What do you mean?
from Resident Evil?
No, it'd be Chris Redfield.
Hunk is not the best Hunk?
No.
This is some bullshit.
Who's the best hunk in in Final Fantasy XIV?
It doesn't matter. Have you seen the thirst
Brauban?
for Chris Redfield?
Rauban is kind of a hunk,
Robon.
but he's missing an arm.
That's not a hunk.
Also, he's not prominent in Endwalker, really. I guess kind of Gaius?
Xenos?
Ooh, yes. Oh, it's totally Xenos.
No, it isn't. It's Chris Redfield.
No, it's
The
not.
next category. The next category.
Xenos
and
in some of his armor is so fucking thick.
okay, from
can't
this
even
point
describe it.
He's a
on,
thick boy.
from this point on, because you guys have your jokes, you've had your fun. Final Fantasy XIV can't get nominated again. You're
No.
ruining the episode.
Nope.
It's not fun anymore.
Nope.
Well, this is you guys. You should have waited with these dumb jokes because now you ruined it.
It's not a
Because the
joke.
next
Wait,
category.
Acer,
We have
Acer, you're
full-
forgetting one of your rules. Don't take it too seriously.
I'm not taking the category seriously. That's
We
what
have-
the rules are. But
we
you
have
guys are just
agreed-
ruining things.
We have agreed on a set of rules, and that also included that we all have full nominating power.
There's no rule that says that.
There is no rule that states the opposite.
No, but you guys. So the implication isn't that you guys can nominate whatever you want. The implication is I may let you nominate some things sometimes.
I gotta admit,
Hold on, I
though,
need
Chris
to- I need
Redfield
to
is
scroll
pretty
back.
hunky. I can't deny that.
He's way hunkier than whatever anime nerd you guys are talking about.
No.
I don't know. Xenos is pretty hunky.
He's not hunkier than Chris. Like, I'm looking. I know what game this is you're talking about. I'm looking at some cat ear anime girl right now. That game cannot produce hunks like Chris Redfield. Even
That's
if you
not
wanted
true.
to.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, there's plenty of hunks.
No, there isn't. You can't divorce the character from the world.
There's a whole hunk race.
Yeah, but none of them are Chris
Actually, there are
Redfield.
two if you count the furries.
What the no, we're not counting the furries. What is wrong with you? Also,
But
do you
they're
guys
hunky.
think that? Do you guys think that when you put like these weepy anime girls with animal ears, is that a furry, or does furry imply that they
No,
have like
that's not
fur
furry.
all over?
No, I feel like, yeah, furry is, there's like a gradient, okay? So like, if you just have cat ears and a tail, that's like whatever. You know, once you start having like fur and claws and paws and feet and shit, like that's where it starts to get really yikes. But if it's just some ears and a tail, who fucking cares? That's not a furry.
Furries
I
aren't
think-
yikes. You. What is
Okay.
the word? Ignorant.
I don't
That's it.
I don't mean yikes in the sense of like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, something's wrong with you. It's like, okay, whatever. People have their fetishes. I don't care. I mean yikes for me specifically because I'm not into that shit.
Boken trying to claim back the furry community after Daniel
Try-
alienated them.
Boken trying to slander me, trying to say I'm problematic. No, no. If you're a furry, you fucking do whatever you want. I don't care.
Look, Daniel, like I don't want to cast dispersions out there, but like if you went on a podcast and you said you don't like furries, I don't think the internet would try to cancel you. I think most people don't care.
I am neutral towards furries. I don't. You're
You're very defensive about it, though, Bogan. He's very defensive about this.
Okay, whatever.
Secret furry confirmed.
Not even.
Anyways, the next category is Game of the Year.
Oh, finally. Can I go to bed soon after I take some fucking NyQuil?
Sure. So the nominees are Snail, Final Fantasy VII, returning for I believe the third year in a row.
What the fuck?
Well, technically, Final Fantasy VII Intergrade is being released on the Epic Store soon.
Oh, hey. Death's Door. I have 12 minutes, but I guess that's a bad game. I should have done research into this episode.
Should I play Death's Door? You keep bringing it up.
Should you? I don't know.
I'm asking.
I don't know. I like I said, I think people were hyping it up to be like, this is like Hades. It's this indie game that everybody's gonna love, and it's so well made. And then it kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, actually, that's one of my bigger disappointments because I was really looking forward to that. It looked great, but then I heard it has like zero challenge to it, and it's just a breeze. And then I had no interest in playing it.
RE8, Hitman 3, Bowser's Fury, Metroid Dread, and RE4 VR. These are the Game of the Year
I would
nominees.
like to nominate Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker.
Yeah, but there was already a rule. And also, I think it's funnier, Daniel, if we vote for Final Fantasy VII for the third year in a row.
No. It's Endwalker.
It's not a game. That's an expansion.
What are we doing?
Well, I just bought Inscription because it was on sale.
Are we doing this again, Daniel? You'll recall, Daniel, last year, you egged me on into voting for Final Fantasy VII, and I did. You gonna return the favor?
I can't turn my back on FF14 though.
That's right.
So you're gonna kill a joke that's almost 3 years old now?
How is it? It can't be 3 years old.
Yes, it can.
No.
It will be 3 years old now. We won it. It won both previous years.
It didn't.
Yes, it did. Oh no, wait! It didn't win. Maybe it didn't win one of the years, but it got It won last year.
It came out last year.
Did it?
Yeah, that's why we nominated it against Hades.
Yep, this is true.
Is that true? Interesting. Well, then it's the second year in a row. Hold on.
Yeah, you're getting shit mixed up.
Oh my god, I am getting things mixed up. I'm confusing it for the Sidekick Award. Oh my lord.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's Endwalker. Great.
Are you gonna vote for Endwalker? Daniel?
Yep, Endwalker.
All right
baby.
Then. I'm redacting one nomination then. One category. And we're gonna go straight to the finale. Which is the Best Game of the Year award show. Which is us. But really, I feel like we don't deserve it anymore. I don't think saying Endwalker 20 times in a row is very good.
Okay, but Daniel and me could still vote for us.
You could do that if you believe this was a good show. But then I would technically win since I'm the host.
This sounds rigged.
No.
And I have this sneaking suspicion that you somehow orchestrated things just so it could go your way. I don't know.
If I did, I probably
suspicion.
would have won some awards for my game then, wouldn't I?
That's true. I do feel a little bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, Damn, he's really pushing his game so hard and not even. I think I will vote that Snail is the game of the year in my heart, even though I've
That's
never
not a
played it.
category. And Snail also doesn't accept pity.
It's Pity of the Year award.
I thought you were going to say it's the Game of the Year award show of my heart.
Okay, so the Essays and Espresso Game of the Year show is the best Game of the Year show
That's
of
true.
2021.
We didn't even need any announcement trailers for like weird 4-player co-op games and food delivery apps. Geoff Keighley.
Yeah.
Wow, these episodes go a lot faster when you guys just always say the same thing and there's no actual conversation. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a bit salty at just how unfun the end of this episode has been.
I mean, to be fair, I am sick, so I probably would have made it a little more fun had I been, not feeling like shit.
I'm also gonna... So, hold on. I'm gonna future-proof this so I don't forget. No.
Because I feel like I
memos.
warned you 3 or 4 times that I'm gonna vote Final Fantasy Endwalker for everything. And that was before Endwalker was even out. So this is all your fault. Because you could have prevented this.
Yeah, but I thought you guys would try to make it at least a bit fun.
No. It's straight hard facts.
Well then, people...
This is a serious show.
People, this is the episode that breaks the podcast. I'm so tired of Endwalker. People will have to tune in next year to know what the fun category I was gonna include, but I'm not gonna include now, because you would ruin it with Endwalker. Would have been. So stay tuned for that. Do we have something to plug? Bogan, do you have something to plug?
No.
Really? You sure you don't want to devote some ad space to your goddamn Endwalker?
I'm looking forward to sending this podcast to Yoshi P. So he can appreciate how many awards he got.
You know what?
Wouldn't that get you to play the game, Acer? If the
no.
fucking director of the game listened to our podcast?
No. If he made here's the thing. However good it may be, never in my life am I gonna devote myself to something like that because I have absolutely no control over my schedule in that game. It's so dependent on getting together with other people, and it's like a time sink, and I don't understand why people like this stuff.
That's not really true.
It is true. It is true. I've noticed you two. I look at you two and I see, no, I have to stay. I can't do anything for 2 hours because I'm waiting in the lobby to get into the game. And Boken earlier, I've had to schedule my life around this game. Just because the queues are so long.
Okay, that's a recent thing because Endwalker just dropped, and it's normally not like that.
No, it's normally
but
not like that.
As far as like managing your schedule with other people, I mean, you don't have to do that. Like, you could play the game by yourself and just play with randos for every single everything that has to do with playing with other players. You could just exclusively play with random people.
That's super sad though. It's just MMO. But I don't have any friends to play with, so I'm just going to go by myself.
I put 1,000 hours into this fucking game, and I have no friends. That's so fucking sad, but funny. Holy shit.
Have you guys been looking at that? There's this sort of indie game genre of abandoned MMOs. Have you guys looked into this?
What? No.
The basic premise of these games is just like you are a player in an MMO that nobody plays anymore, and it's like 1 week until it gets shut down, and you have to maybe complete like a quest the developer hit really well or something like that while you're on like a timer before the game shuts down forever. I really like that genre because that sort of...
That sounds cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of games like that. That sort of games are really good at creating like really empty spaces. One of my pet peeves, I'm sure you two like this too, is open worlds that look really nice but have nothing going on in them. Like they keep trying to sell this game. I don't remember its name. It's like some girl from New York gets taken into this fantasy land with her cat, and now she has all these powers and she's flying around the world and all that. And every time they show this game, I'm like, there's nothing going on in this world.
You mean Gravity Rush?
No, it's not Gravity Rush. It's the game isn't out yet.
Oh.
It's called like Forspoken or something like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And every time they show that, I'm like, this is really uninteresting because it's just a bunch of pretty animations and lighting effects going off. Where are the things you do other than just moving around the world and killing enemies? Like, what is happening in this world? Why is this an open world to begin with?
That does remind me. I do have a video idea in mind. I'm thinking of calling it Fumito Ueda and the Power of Mystery, because I think what Fumito Ueda does in his games really effectively, more than pretty much any other game that I've seen, is that he's able to create these games where you really feel that there's so much more to the world than what you can see.
Mm-hmm.
He's able, especially in like an Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, because I haven't played Last Guardian yet.
Why not?
But
it's so good.
I'm playing Last Guardian right now, and it totally applies.
Okay. Yeah, because I just feel that I read an interview, and he said he actually got that from Super Mario Brothers, of all things. He said that Super Mario Brothers, the original, was the first game he ever played where it felt like there was something beyond what you could see in the game. And I think that makes sense when you consider that before the Famicom, there was a bunch of games that were just one screen, right? It was just
Pong,
Pac-Man. Or it was Galactica, or whatever. Like just games that are just a single screen, and that's all there is to the game. And I think Mario being not just a game where you scroll from left to right on a screen, but just the nature of how that game is structured, you feel like, oh yeah, there's the screen probably could extend, and there's probably more going on, but this is just the end of the level. And I think he kind of took that idea and applied it to his games, where you really get the sense that like you're just a very small part of like this giant world that exists, but you know nothing about it.
Yeah. So everyone stay tuned for that. I'm working on my Sekiro video right now. Probably not going to be out for like another month after this releases. How about you, Bogan? Are you working on anything?
I've actually had a video idea yesterday, and I wanted to bring this up to see if you guys think it would be worth something.
Okay.
It's not about games. It's more about like discussion culture, because I keep, when discussing shit with randos on Twitter, people keep bringing up these like stupid arguments that are just completely worthless. Stuff like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Or, well, companies just are there to make money, so don't expect anything from this. Or stuff like, the developers are free to do whatever they want. And it's like, why are you telling me this? This is so obvious. You are not contributing anything to this discussion right now. Like, clearly you don't want to actually engage with what I'm saying, so why are you even here? and it's really annoying me. And I just want to point arguments like that out. And
So
also,
you just want to vent?
no, I don't want to vent. I want to. I'm thinking about coming at this from like a debating angle, because I have been doing like competitive debating in university years, and there are a bunch of arguments that in a like formalized debate where you're just it's where you're debating for sport basically. You just can't bring those arguments because they're very easily refuted, and since it's not real world, they just don't matter. Do you know what I mean?
I think I get what you're saying.
And I just want to apply the competitive debating background, because it's a similar type of argument that just don't use them. Fucking it doesn't help. It just makes you come off as really defensive and not substantive in any way, and it fucking annoys me. And a lot of people keep saying it, or keep bringing those arguments.
Sure, why not? Go ham, fam.
Go ham, fam. I wouldn't make that video. I don't think it. No, but I mean in the sense of like, I wouldn't make that for my audience. But like, if you want to make that, that's fine.
We're not talking about you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't make that video, Daniel.
Okay. Well, we're not talking about your videos. We're talking about Boken's videos.
He's asking me about my opinion.
Yeah, he's asking about your opinion as to whether he should make it, not whether you should make it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean in the sense that like I don't know if the audience that I've cultivated or the audience that you've cultivated is receptive to this video. But I don't know your audience, Boken. Maybe they are.
I don't have an audience.
Well, then go ahead and make it.
I've just been doing random shit for years, with less and less frequency. But what I'm curious about is, whether or not someone would actually look at that video and go, "Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't say those things," or
I don't
maybe
think they would. I don't think
that's the question.
Yeah, see, here's like you guys know my position on the mouth-breathing masses. I've not been shy about expressing this in the past. I think most people are incapable of thinking, and whenever they encounter something that goes against what they already believe, what they've been told to think, they just block off, and they just immediately retreat. They throw whatever word out there that they need to disparage the other person so that they don't need to engage with their argument, and then they just retreat back into their cave of ignorance, and they stay there because they are not capable of entertaining actual thoughts. That's my opinion on this, Bogan. And I'm right. I'm right.
Sure, okay. I feel like the niche audience that I have in mind for the video is like people who are actually interested in discussing certain things. Just, discussing whatever, movies. It could be whatever. But who need to learn that they actually need to address what the other person is saying instead of, reverting to like the dumbest, most pointless arguments, because those can't be refuted and don't mean anything.
It's just people saying obvious shit just to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, a receptive audience is receptive.
Getting off that. I have another thing I'm working on that Acer's helped me with a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
Where I'm talking about the skit system from the Tale series. So look forward to that. Script is done. Script read is done. Just need to edit that shit. I have another video also in the works. I don't think I can put out both videos in the same month, but I'll do my best. That'd be cool, but we'll see what happens. Now that it's so hard to actually get into FF14 during the week, I've been spending that time actually making my fucking videos. So, yeah, it'll probably happen. And I think that's it, folks.
Did you guys know that Maggie Robertson, the actress who plays Lady D in RE8, she won the Golden Joystick Award for Best Performer. Did you guys know this?
No, but good for her.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say she's probably, almost certainly not the best performer of 2021. She was very popular, but I don't think her performance had anything to do with it. I think it was solely the character design. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I don't even remember her performance.
Right? I think her performance was kind of lackluster, actually. She's just like, "Oh, you pestilent man thing, you've killed my daughters. Oh." Don't you remember?
Yeah, I have a vague idea. Doesn't she kind of look like her character?
I think she's just tall. I don't think she looks like her facially. But I don't know.
But she could cosplay her character. Maybe she did, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like I've seen images like that, which would probably raise her popularity even higher.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm dying here.
Yeah. Anyway, the point I'm making with this is these award shows, they're all trash. It's all just people. It's either popularity contests or people who overvalue their own opinions and think Endwalker is this great thing, which it really isn't. And people need to stop taking these award shows seriously. So I've been Acer Aesthetics. Bogan, how have you been?
Great.
Who have you been?
Had a great awards show where the best game won.
Well, people can debate that in the comments.
I'm sure they will.
I might retroactively take the awards away if Yoshi P turns out to be like a predator or something. I kind of look. I don't hope that he is, but I kind of hope that he is so that I can take all the awards away again.
Unfortunately for you, Yoshi P seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
He does, damn it.
He cried on stream because he had to tell people that he needed to delay the game for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
He better have cried. No, but anyways, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.